I can get out of the way.
Okay,
Okay.
let's have Bill first. Before you start though, Bill, let's just get a let's get a list going. Bill first. How about if I go second? Is that all right? Or maybe I'll go last. Let's let the host go last. Who wants to go second? Kenny,
Okay.
Kenny, and then Gus. Got
Sure, why
something for
not?
us?
Sure, why not?
All
Yes.
right, uh,
I'll tell you,
Gus.
when we were originally going to be at the park, I'd planned on my two songs.
Oops.
But then when the latest shooting occurred, I was going to try to squeeze in a third. And I
Go
think,
for it, man. We just have four people on the list here.
Yeah,
all right.
that's good.
Do all three, and be sure and everybody mute up.
Okay, I'm going to start with this one that is pretty much dedicated to all the children and teachers and people that have been killed in all these damned mass shootings that have been running rampant in this country. There's a hole in my heart, a hole in my soul, a whole lot of things beyond my control, and a whole lot of feelings I do not know, and a whole lot of pain has taken its toll. It's beyond my understanding. It's beyond what I can believe. It's been tense and so demanding. It's not easy to conceive. My foundation is shaken. All has been thrown away. All my memories are taken. All I have is today. All I know is what I've known. All I see is what I've seen. All I'll be is what I've been. All I've been is what I've been. It's in It's beyond my understanding. It's beyond what I conceive. It's intense and demanding. It's not easy to believe. All right, so I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Very nice. Mm-hmm.
And other than that, the other two songs I had planned to play, you've probably already heard, but hopefully I've gotten better at them. I cannot tell where it ends or begins, or if I'll go to hell for the sum of my sins. Some of the good, some of the bad, some of the best bad I've ever had. The sum of my sins, some of my ends, some of my ends, some of my losses, some of my wins, some of my crosses, some of my sins. Some of my pleasure, some my desire, some of the ice, some of the fire, some of the heat, some of the bold, the sum of my sins. I do not know where it ends or begins, or if I'll go to hell for the sum of my sins. Some of the bad, some of the best bad I've ever had. I cannot tell where it ends or begins, or if I'll go to hell for the sum of my sins. Some of the good, some of the bad, some of the best bad I've ever had. The sum of my sins.
All right. Have you got a number to attach to that?
Do I have a what?
A number for that sum?
Yeah, if the sum is X, what is X?
I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet.
X is a vector, not a point.
No,
I see.
I
Okay.
think, I played that before, and when I did, I told you that I had been watching clips of Father Guido Sarducci,
Oh boy.
who had this routine about paying for your sins. And he says, you get paid $16.75 a day for every day you're alive on earth. And when you get to the pearly gates, St. Peter adds things up and he pays you what you're due. And then he adds up all your sins and you pay for your sins. And he says, and they're different amounts, like murder, maybe $1,000, masturbation, maybe 45 cents.
45 cents.
Telling a lie, dancing on Sunday,
It looks like I'm going to be broke.
So Father Guido, he says, I have this reoccurring nightmare that one a day I'm going to be standing in front of the pearly gates and I'm just going to be 45 cents short. Anyway,
That guy was brilliant.
he was he's still
So relaxed. His
not dead
humor
yet.
was so relaxed. Okay,
so
let's mute
the other
up
one
and
I
let
was going
Bill-
to play was the one about the running to the border, which I don't know what the name of it is anymore. If I don't make it to the border and back, I'm not turning around, I'm not coming back. If I get out, if I get through, ain't no doubt I'm gonna do it. Ain't easy. Time after time, it ain't easy. Yours against mine, it ain't easy. Us against them again. It ain't easy. Time after time, it ain't easy. Yours against mine, it ain't easy. Over and over again. Just like a rabbit running scared across the border. Schemes and dreams made to order. Promises made, promises kept. Every single tiny little box is checked. It ain't easy. Time after time, it ain't easy. Yours against mine, it ain't easy. Us against them again. It ain't easy. Time after time, it ain't easy. Yours against mine, it ain't easy. Over and over again. If I don't make it to the border and back, I'm not turning around, not coming back. If I get out, if I get through, ain't no doubt I'm gonna do it. Ain't easy. Time after time, it ain't easy. Yours against mine, it ain't easy. Us running scared across the border. Schemes and dreams made to order. Promises made, promises kept. Every single tiny little box is checked. It ain't easy. Time after time, it ain't easy. Yours against mine, it ain't easy. Us against them again. It ain't easy. Time after time, it ain't easy. Yours against mine, it ain't easy. Over and over again. Over and over again. Over and over again.
Nice, man.
Thanks, Bill. Those were good.
I
good
think
songs.
I remember that one being less smooth than that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
those are what I had planned to play in public. So you had to hear them again.
I don't mind. I never mind hearing songs again. First of all, I'm 65. I don't remember everything that passes between my ears. And
Yeah.
second of all, like to me the performance isn't the song. The performance is a version of the song, including the recorded version. I just think of that as one version of that song. And I like hearing. I hear freshness every time I hear songs, even if I've heard them many times. I zone in. Of course, that helps.
Say no more.
Helps me stay in the moment. And but no problem hearing that again. I've heard Steve's Sunflower song probably 6 or 7 times, and I just dig it every time. It's just a sweet song, So, or the Banana song, I've heard that one 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, there's a few of his that I've heard a few times, and I've only been around a couple of years.
Kenny, if you've got a third one, there's only 4 of us.
Okay.
If you have a third one you'd like to share, go for
Sure.
it. It's just
Okay.
It's a short list tonight. Mute up everybody and let's give the
Can you
floor
hear
to
me okay?
man.
Can you hear
Play a
that
little-
okay?
Play a little bit louder. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Because earlier the microphone wasn't working very well, but I guess it's working now.
That sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Mute.
There's not enough light out there to get by without too much stumbling. All it takes is a will to use it. Not every day is sunshine. Not every day is rain. It seems around here almost every day is somewhere in between. So walk on mushy ground. Feel a clammy chill. Go about the daily task, try not to get ill. For the night and its terrors will come in due time. Enjoy what light is out there. Everything will be just fine.
Everything will be just fine.
All gonna work.
Thank
Well,
you.
you know, as George Carlin used to say, the planet is going to be fine.
Yeah.
We're going away, but the planet is going to be fine.
Fine.
And muted.
People can't see what I say. Maybe I should take some voice lessons and some grammar classes and mumble less. I think the fault lies in the way I think. Digital and analog simultaneously. It seems fine to me, but the train wreck is in the eye of the unwitting passengers along for the ride. They are my audience. They wish they weren't. But all this is too much work. I am a lazy man, so I'll remain mumblingly opaque, jump the track, and be the bane of the cocktail party circuit. Thank you.
That was neat. That was neat.
It's
Thanks.
kind of cocktail circuit. A party circuit.
Those are, I like those chords, man. They're really, it reminds me a little bit of Philip Glass.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
You know, have you ever heard the knock knock joke where you go knock knock?
Who's there?
Philip Glass knock knock.
Who's there?
Philip Glass knock knock.
Oh, okay.
You
it
do
up.
that fast. You do end up knock knock Philip Glass. Who's there? Knock knock Philip Glass. Who's there?
Yeah.
Inside joke. All right. Mute up, everybody.
Something's reaching deep inside of me. Trying to open a trapdoor. And I don't stop it, but it gets bored anyway. And disappears. I seem to be full of trapdoors. Sometimes when the lid is sprung, a clown puppet springs out and swings moronically to anybody taking the time to watch it. Other trapdoors open to darkness and headache, inducing echoes that go on way past the point of polite introductions. Trapdoors are amazing things, no matter what they hide, it doesn't stay hidden for long. Trapdoors are amazing things, no matter what they hide, it doesn't stay hidden for long. Thank you.
Nice one.
That was
Okay.
nice.
Oh, thanks.
I like the idea of trap doors.
My mom fell down one. And
Ooh.
she was in a liquor store in New York. She was picking out a bottle of something, and they asked her behind the counter, and there was one of those strap doors, and it was open.
Oh
And
no.
and she fell in there, and she had an injury from it, and she got some money from it. It was she was in her 80s when she fell down this
Ooh.
thing, but
Falling down a trap door at a
she
liquor
lucked
store
out. She's
sounds
sturdy,
like a
and she
fun.
hit the certain thing, and there was some damage to her elbow or shoulder, but
Yeah.
it was not. It could have been death. I mean, it
Yeah,
could have been,
easily. Yeah.
Before we go to Gus Kenny, I just want to say for future reference, your levels are a little hot right now. Like when you really peak, there's a hint of distortion.
Okay.
It's very listenable. Very
Okay,
listenable.
that's
volume,
good to know.
But when you hit your peaks, I'm hearing some distortion on the high on the.
Okay, thank you for
on the
letting me
highs.
know. Yeah.
Dipping into the red. Gus is blurry. That's how Gus looks on Friday night at a piano bar after a couple of martinis.
Yeah. Melancholy, baby.
Should play us a melody.
You were clear a moment ago.
There it is. Suddenly the clarity comes. All right.
It gets confused. It gets confused.
All right. Well, we're going to mute up and give Gus the floor.
Okay.
Give us 3 if you've got them, Gus.
Well, I want to turn down my main speaker here. Make sure I got everything here. Can you hear the piano? Okay.
Beautiful. Sounds great.
All righty. So I wrote this song in 2018, and I was at that point doing a lot of IT projects, and we had project managers, and they were important for the process. And I wrote this song about project management, thinking in terms of the idea of it being a romantic relationship, but using the terminology and everything that project managers employ for purposes of managing projects, So and I liked how it worked out. I haven't played it in a while. I thought I'd play it. I've heard enough of me to last a lifetime, but I ain't heard enough from you. I'm starting us a project with a new timeline. I need to know what you really want to do. What you up to, what you got cooking, what big scheme you got going on. Do you think that we can get and work together and plan and build and get along? I've heard enough from you. I've heard enough from you. I've heard enough from me. but ain't heard nothing from you. What's your deadline? What's your commitment? Will you give us enough time? And if our plans keep getting bigger, will you step right up to the line? In the middle of the game, it's gonna get a little rocky. We're gonna wonder if we're gonna see it through. Time will tell if we can overcome our complication. I think I got a winner in you. I've heard enough from me. I've heard enough from me. I've heard enough from me. But I ain't heard nothing from you. I've been in this place too many times now. At the start of the road, and seen some people who could talk the talk, who couldn't bear the load. I've been looking and looking for the very likes of you. A mission and a goal in mind, 'cause I think that we can get this through. On budget, on target, and on time. I've heard enough from me. I've heard enough from me. I've heard enough from me. But I ain't heard nothing from you. Very good. I haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah. I wrote a song called The Bureaucratic Shuffle back in the 80s. It was like a jazz song. It was using all that corporation lingo to do a love song. Yeah, that's great. I really like Get It In on Budget. On
Yeah.
We're gonna,
That summarizes a
if
lot
we
of
make
it.
some strategic cuts, I'm sorry, mostly on your end.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Those kind of things. Well, I was about a big piece of my life was fitting the budget to the conditions and, you know, which ones we had to do now because they were going to blow up, and you know, and lots of project managers coming through over a period of time, and some of them very effective, and some others not so effective. You know, and it was always.
Part of this tune, your second tune, Gus, but I'm going to be back very shortly.
What'd you say?
I said I'm going to miss the first part of this tune unless you want to give a nice long introduction. I'll be right back. I'm going to leave it up now, but I will be back before the end of this tune.
Okay.
Hopefully right in the middle.
All right, no problem. No problem. Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard enough from you.
From me. So we can talk about Gene now that he's gone. There, okay, the door's closed.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Anybody have any dirt?
Oh God. Yeah, I'm you know, having a grandparent around late in life, and homes and everything was part of my mother's family's
That's the way I grew up.
progression. Yeah.
My grandmother was one of seven siblings, and all of us lived within about 4 mile radius of each other. And I
Yeah.
lived with my grandparents, and so my grandfather, my grandmother raised me, and it's just there was maybe 4 or 5 generations, almost, well, at least four, at any given dinner table. And
Yeah.
half of them didn't speak English.
Got to talk loud to Granny.
Oh, because my grandmother was from Yugoslavia,
Oh, okay.
and so there was Croatian being spoken, there was English being spoken. Damned Los Angeles public school system was trying to teach me Spanish.
Jeez.
But
Well,
there,
big
there
families like
were a
that.
few of us that could not speak Croatian and a few that could not speak English. And
Croatian.
some of them managed to get along.
Yeah.
Somehow it makes me Croatian. I know nothing about Croatia at all.
That's just another Slavic language. If you know Russian, you could probably speak Croatian.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know Russian. And I
I'm
don't
not no
remember
Republican, man.
Yeah.
Russian.
I was born right here in Mexico.
Yeah, right. New Spain.
I always liked Cheech Marin's line in one of those movies that he made with Tommy Chong. It said, "We didn't cross the border crossed us."
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh. That border patrols and the whole thing is kind of like these borders and everything going. It's all about the governments. It's not about the people. They
Yeah.
don't really want the borders. It's the government.
Arbitrary lines.
Yep.
Well, sometimes not so arbitrary. Oh, this is as far as we could get with our tanks, so that's where we drew the line.
Rivers work pretty well.
Yeah.
Oceans work really well.
Mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what happens with the governments and how to me right now governments are in real danger of becoming very totalitarian at all levels of
Oh
all
God,
kinds
yes.
of government. It doesn't-
Authoritarian.
Yeah.
and the tools that the internet and sensors and everything provide for surveillance are just
Yeah.
it's never ending. And that's what I think
Hey,
about
Gene's
you.
back. Shut up. Don't talk about him anymore.
No,
Okay.
be quiet. Okay.
But he
Okay.
recorded it all, so he knows we didn't talk
Oh,
about
damn.
it. You forgot.
Oh, was that a short song?
No, we were just talking until you got back.
Oh,
We didn't want you to miss the song.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
What were we talking about? Yeah. We were talking about Eugene kind of obliquely.
How damn good looking I am.
Ah!
Do you know guys know Jeremy Hickman?
No.
He's a local bluegrass flat picker fast. He's from Georgia. One night he goes, "I sure wish the Lord had seen fit to make me rich instead of so goddamn good looking."
Long van. Don't need no fancy woman. I need laughter in my life. Don't need no fancy woman. Need a funny and wise kind of wife who shares my sense of humor and my heart. A woman who's funny, warm, and smart. Don't need to be no Einstein. Can't you give my mind a run? Don't need to be the top of the class, but sharing insights is always fun. A woman with a sharp mind and tongue who play with me when the day's work is done. Don't need no fancy woman. Don't need no fancy woman. Don't need no fancy woman. Just one that's funny, warm, and smart. Don't need to be pretty as a picture. Don't need no mile-high cheeks. Don't need no bubble butt. Don't need no long legs and little feet. Don't need no Hollywood hairdo. Don't need to be trendy or sleek. Just need a woman who can think feet. I don't care much what she look like. Can she give my mind a thrill? Can she always keep me thinking? Can she drive us up the hill? Can she give us the old give and take? And forgive me when I make another mistake. Don't need no fancy woman. Don't need no fancy woman. Don't need no fancy woman. Just one that's funny, warm and smart. Oh, let's come here and talk a little Plato, baby. Maybe some Aristotle. Okay, fine. We'll just snuggle. Funny, warm, and smart.
That was an interesting rhythm on that, Gus.
Yeah, I just kind of.
Yeah, real bounced right along.
A Dante.
Yep.
Yeah, nice one.
Did you have the line about the dog in that one?
Oh, I don't think so. Oh, that's in the
That's a different song.
yeah, that's a different song with the dog with the dog in it. That's Old, Gray, and Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
That's a guitar song. It's very good. How do you play that on the piano? I don't think
Got
I
another
don't know how
one
to
for us,
play
Gus?
piano.
Yeah, let me see what I got out here. I've been working on this, so let's see how this sounds. The TV said I need a better car, shinier shoes, and a finer guitar, and the internet used me as part of a marketing crew. They keep coming at me all day long, pitching their products in advertising songs, so I shot the TV and got me out of that loop. Leave me out of that loop. Leave me out of that loop. Leave me out of that loop. Don't wanna talk about it no more. A friend said, did you hear about Mary Joe and that truck driving Romeo from Idaho? And I said, no, I hadn't, and I really didn't want to know. She said she had to tell me everything of the romance, who was getting into whomever's pants. And finally I said, sister, could you just leave me out of that loop? Leave me out of that loop. Leave me out of that loop. Leave me out of that loop. Don't want to talk about it no more. This holy Joe kept putting the word in my face, and I kept saying, this ain't the time and the place. But he was rolling in the scriptures, damn near speaking in tongues. I was trying to be nice to him while telling him to go, but he just wouldn't hear me, just saying no. So I lowered the hammer and said, leave me out of that loop. 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 I don't want to talk about it no more. Leave me out of that loop. Leave me out of that loop. Leave me out of that loop. Don't want to talk about it no more. Leave me out of that loop. Don't want to talk about it no more.
That's a good one.
Suffer it to say I sometimes say that. Leave me out of that loop.
Yep.
Don't talk to me about that.
Not in that conversation.
That was fun.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Now to Gene to bring it all home.
If you
Does that sound all
ever.
right? Check, 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 check the sound. Is that right?
It's a good balance.
That's what I
I think it'll
want.
work just fine.
All right, guys, mute up and I'll give it a whirl. All right, so this is what I would have played tonight. It would have been my first time in front of more than a virtual audience in probably since the whole thing started. I don't think I've played for more than one person since this started. So I was going to roll a couple of songs by and get used to singing outside. This is the first couple of songs that actually the first 3 songs that I was thinking about playing for at the Green Show, talking a little bit about songwriting as a kind of a musical journal and a way to help sort out your life, as well as potentially uplifting other people, as well as perhaps a career or whatever, but it's also just a way to help sort things out. So this is called There's a Good Side to Bad Times, and you can guess what it's about. People are asking me how I'm doing, and they're looking me in the eye. Say what you will about this trouble, but there's a good side to bad times. People don't come around quite as often, some of whom I never liked. Say what you will about this trouble, but there's a good side to bad times. My baby, she's feeling lonesome. She's coming home tonight. Our love is like an ocean when we're too weak to fight. To get down to the heart, you must leave behind your pride. Say what you will about this trouble, but there's a good side to bad times. Nothing is forever. I've known that since I was 5. My sandcastles were so clever, but I could hear the tide. And here it comes once again to wash me down to size. Say what you will about this trouble, but there's a good side to bad times. I got space to feel around me. I got space to feel inside. Space is what surrounds me when I breathe into the night. I tell my friends that I love them, and I look them in the eye. Say what you will about this trouble, but there's a good side to bad times. It's easier to pretend that people are listening when I'm not playing live. Say what you will about this trouble, There's a good side to bad times.
All right. Very nice.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, when you remove the sunglasses, I was thinking you might do something like the Twilight Zone with those bug-eyed things or something. But you saved us from that. Horror.
Eyeballs come out.
Edit post.
Boing, 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 boing. All right, now here's a tricky one. Same key.
I think you
but
threw in a 9-chord in there too, didn't you?
something, I don't know.
He did. I saw that.
Yeah.
Now this is also an E, but this is
Oh, he's back to the high capo. Yeah.
capo 9. It's the same key, but it won't sound like the same key. All right. It's been one of those days. Now it's one of those nights when me and the world, all we do is fight. My hands just can't do anything right. It's been one of those days. Now it's one of those nights. You only get so many, you never know how many, you never know how many you get. You only get so many, you never know how many, you're only gonna get what you get. It's been one of those weeks. Now it's one of those weekends. Me and the world, we're stuck in the deep end. Too tired to leave, too tired to sleep in. It's been one of those weeks. Now it's one of those weekends. You only get so many, you never know how many, you never know how many you get. You only get so many, you never know how many, you're only gonna get what you get. It's been one of those months. Now it's one of those seasons. Me and the world, we can't find a reason. The days go by too fast to seize them. It's been one of those months. Now it's one of those seasons. You only get so many, you never know how many, you never know how many you get. You only get so many, you never know how many, you're only gonna get what you get. It's been one of those years. Now here comes another. Me and the world, we're trying to recover. We got to do more than fight with each other. It's been one of those years. Now here comes another. You only get so many, you never know how many, you never know how many you get. You only get so many, you never know how many, you're only gonna get what you get. Only get what you get. Only get what you get. Me and the world, get what we get. Me and the world.
All right, Dave.
My favorites, Gene.
So you're a Destiny kind of guy, huh?
Not exactly, but not. I mean, parts of me believe almost everything that you can think of, and my overall sense is informed by all those parts, and I make decisions rather than take positions or beliefs. So I'm not really sure if, I mean, part of me sometimes feels like I'm completely alone. Sometimes it feels like my prayers are being, that there's some kind of intelligence in the universe that I'm having a conversation with. Sometimes it seems personal. Sometimes it seems impersonal. Sometimes there's just laws. Sometimes I feel like everything's just rolling out the like billiard balls, and there seems to be an inevitability to events. Other times it feels like I have total control over them. I really don't know. I'm pretty much agnostic, but I experience all those things, and then I plot my course according to some sort of majority rule in the parliament in my head, if that makes any sense. I'm not a normal person.
That's normal.
Okay, we'll just leave you hanging on that. Nobody will respond to that.
What is
Off the
normal?
top of my
You're
head.
kind of normal, but but not
Yeah.
really, But
Well, I mean, I think I
normal.
give more of I think I give more of a voice to those parts than sometimes some people do. I think people are often trying to kind of force a majority government, and the parts of themselves that they don't like, they try to keep down. And the problem with that for me is that those parts get stronger when I do that. When I let them have their expression, like there was a point along the way with songwriting, to make it pertinent to what the hell we're doing here, when I just let go of this idea that my songs had to present a coherent person, almost like a musical personals ad, like I wanted it to be really accurate and represent my views and my feelings and who I am now. And I just let that go, and I gave parts of me that aren't majority parts. I just gave anybody, any view that I felt musically connected to, I gave them their song. So I have songs that directly contradict each other, but they reflect parts of me, and that dynamic conversation is more what I'm about than one side being right or wrong or winning, or so it is a parliament. I started with a musical parliament idea, then it became just like, I realized, oh, that's kind of how my head works anyway. And I think it's how a lot of heads work. We have inner voices in us. I think they want to be counselors. They want to be helpers. But if you continually tell one of them to shut up, they start becoming revolutionary, and they want to blow up the parliament and take over the government. So I give them all their voice. And this one is about, I think, the internet in general, and particularly the way things have gotten politically so much in the last little bit.
Blow up the parliament.
So I think that people are unfortunately just more concerned with being right than being intimate or connected in any way. Like, everybody just wants to be right, and that's all they don't want to understand the other side's just evil. They just want to be right. And I understand it, but it just doesn't. I wish that we could go back to a day when we were all Americans, and we debated which way to go, and we took a chance on this way or that way, and we kind of felt our way through it, instead of the other side is evil and has to be vanquished from the face of the earth.
My wife and I had the very same conversation recently, but we stopped ourselves and said, wait a minute. 50, 60 years ago, we remember our grandparents yelling about that cocksucker so-and-so. And that this conflict has been
Oh,
going
and there was
on
always
forever.
people doing that, but I just feel like it's so sharp now and so extreme. I mean, there are people that are livid right now about the New Deal, and they've always been there. But I feel like it's more, the line is so intense. Every issue that comes up is immediately the other side. They can't give the other side a point. They can't. They must win. Everything they do is bad. Let's figure it out backwards. I mean, Obamacare is a perfect example. That was Romney care. That was Romney's idea, and yet they all had to attack it because Obama took it on. So that right and wrong is just, anyway, this is a song called I'd Rather Be Wrong. All right, mute up. Yeah, I'm gonna start this over. If I have to be like you to be right, I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. You hold the wheels of life too tight. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong than be like you. I don't even care what's true. If that's what being right can do, I'd rather be wrong than be like you. If I have to laugh like you to be right, I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. If I have to wake up looking for a fight, I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong than be like you, where nothing's ever new. If that's what being right can do, I'd rather be wrong than be like you. If I have to be spiteful and small, I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. It's like a drug and you've got it all. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong than be like you. Doesn't matter if it's true. If that's what being right can do, I'd rather be wrong than be like you. If I have to be like you to be right, I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. You hold the wheels of life too tight. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be wrong.
All right. That's kind of a variation of the.
Thank you, guys.
Those were good songs, Gene.
Thank you.
Everybody's songs were good tonight.
Very, very good.
Yeah, good stuff. What were you going to say, Gus? You started to say that reminds you.
That's the oh heck, I've the oh yeah.
Remind me of something I forgot.
If heaven is full of you kind of guys, I'd rather go to hell.
Right. Well, the best music, you know. I mean, there's some beautiful music in heaven, but I mean, come on. Hell's where the what was that song about rock and roll heaven? You know, they got a hell of a band.
Yeah, I guess so.
But those, I don't know how many of those folks are in heaven.
Really, what are the? It's interesting to contemplate a perfect place because you would never make a mistake in your music. I guess you couldn't play a wrong note.
No, but you'd be
So there'd be no jazz.
But that, you know, all the greats would be there. So would you even play a note? You'd be like,
wow.
you'd be in hell, and there'd be
wow.
like every jazz performer, right? Pretty much, right? All the blues guys, all the rock and roll guys, all the, you know, unrepentant sinners, and so you could go to heaven and listen to Bach, and you know that would be great. But you know, Janis Joplin. You know, Dizzy Gillespie, John Coltrane. You know,
Actually, Miles Davis said if you hit a wrong note, it's the next note that you play that determines if it's good or bad.
Absolutely, 200% true. it may not look like it because I'm just playing 4-chord folk music, but my right hand, while it's steady in a certain way, it's not steady in another way, and so I'm constantly improvising, trying to make the whole thing sound coherent by correcting for whatever error I just made.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly doing that. I'm wrangling my nervous system all the
Well,
time.
that's the reason I
And
became a songwriter. Because if I screw up, I'm the only one that knows.
Right.
There you
Exactly.
go. Exactly. You can just make up the. But
I
yeah,
meant to do
get it-
that.
Yeah. So you have to. It's all about that next note. And if you're a really good musician, I mean, you can hit a literal clunker.
It doesn't have to
steer the
just be
whole
the
song
next
out
note.
there.
If you hit a wrong note, you can come back to it in that phrase and reemphasize it. No,
Yeah.
that's the wrong note. This is the note I meant.
This is the right note.
You know,
Yeah,
the
you
new-
got it. You got
it's
it.
the new theme now. Now it's that song. Yeah. Especially in jazz, you can definitely do that. Easier in jazz than you can
Yeah.
in the middle of a pop tune. But even in a pop tune, it can work. Or you just immediately go to the right note and it's just one little aberration and you play your ass off the rest of the time and people forget about it. You know?
Yeah.
To remember, we have short attention spans out here. So I just can't I can't enjoy this fourth verse of the song because he had a clunker back in the intro, you know. It's ancient history.
Plus, a pretty girl walked by. And,
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know, I've got a song called "No Song in the World Can Compete with a Pretty Girl" or something like that, because like I would bring a friend to an open mic, you know, and I'd say, "Hey, I got this new song, I really want you to hear it," you know. I'd sit him down and I get to the new song and I look and it's like, where he's chatting up some girl in the pool room, you know. Yeah, because this, and then you know, and then he gets up there to play his song, he forgets all his lyrics because he's looking at the pretty girl.
Oh man.
Your songs can't quite compare to the attraction of the you know, the juice there, especially when you're young. But well, you guys, that was super fun. Everybody recovered nicely from the rain delay, and we just played the kind of thing that we would have played anyway, and I think that was good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Except for Steve. We can talk about Steve.
No, we're not going to talk about Steve.
When I close the meeting, Gus, will that automatically just stop the recording and
It will.
bump that over to him? Okay, great. Does anybody have anything else they want to mention or say or promote or share before we
No, I'm
call
sorry.
it?
I'm headed out to Hollywood on the day after tomorrow.
Well, you know, some of the ones that you participated in from the van were really cool. So if you, I know it's kind of.
I know you liked driving around.
Yeah,
If
seeing the
you
old
can,
neighborhoods.
if you can pull out your uke and sing us a song from a parking lot in Santa Monica or something, there's just something just kind of miraculous and magical about that. But if it's not too much trouble, you know, if it's obviously, if you're, I wouldn't strain myself
carry
to
my
do that.
uke everywhere. I carry
you
my
go.
guitar sometimes.
You got a phone, you got a uke, and if you can participate, even just for a song or to say hi, that would be great. Yeah.
I will.
Well,
Yeah.
safe
I
travels.
put a link over here on the chat. That's a link to our first KSKQ show.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and when is that?
Well, it possibly will be the first Thursday in June. That's kind of the target right now. It's 6 o'clock on the Thursday.
But that link is to like a file of the show.
Yeah, that's what I recorded yesterday with Stephen Michael Moore as a guest artist and co-host.
Oh,
I'm
good.
going to be doing that next Wednesday with Gene as a guest artist
excellent.
and co-host.
Great.
All kinds of talent there.
Well, you know, and then we'll do you, Ken, we'll do you, Bill, and then we'll work our way. You know, it's interesting to have a show and put it up there and it'll last for forever and nobody will listen to it. But what the hell, we can have fun doing it. Well, there'll be 3 people who listen to it and a couple others.
I'll listen to it.
Side comments,
Here's the thing to remember, folks. Here's the thing to remember. We are devolving back to an era when your only hope of being famous was to be known by 200-300 people.
Yeah,
That was
that's
it.
true. That's
For
true.
most of human history, we didn't
Yeah,
even know there was
that's right.
another country.
That's right. That's
little
true.
Right.
little villages and groups of
right.
villages, and you could know. You could be famous for 300 people, and that's kind of where it's headed. There's so many audiences and so many markets and so
Right.
many people
Fame,
that
fame isn't what
connecting
it's
to.
cracked up to be.
What's that?
Fame isn't all it's cracked up to
No.
Of course not. You rub against it all the time. So if you can adjust your sense of scale and look at the actual thing, which is to connect with other people with your music, forget the scale, how many and just do that. I mean, if you think, if let's suppose, Gus, suppose we show the show on KSKQ, and let's say we get 100 listeners, okay,
Oh.
which in the music business world is zero
Nothing.
or worse than zero. But let's say we get 100, and let's say during the course of the show, let's say the four of us were the main features, and let's suppose that each one of us over the course of the show got 25 listens to one of our songs. I mean, a
Wow.
sincere listen, where they sat and listened to the whole song and went, oh, that's a nice tune. 25, just 1 out of 4 tuned into your tune at one point or another. How long do you think it would take you to get 25 sincere front-to-back listens in a crowded bar, or even at Pony Espresso? How long till 25 people have heard your song all the way through? It's not
Never.
nothing, you know. It's not nothing. It's human beings out there who connect. So I don't care. I would be a guest on any KSKQ show, even if it had 4 listeners. It's like, all right, that's 4 people. If you let go of the scale, life is so much more fun. It's so much more enjoyable, because you don't. If you're attached to the scale, everything is how many people, how did it do, how much money, how many.
Right.
I've been there, and it's a roller coaster. You have
It's a
real highs and
business.
real lows, and you're always hoping it's going to go up. And it's like, when it's this way, it's like you're almost guaranteed success. I get 10 or 12 listeners at my Sunday night open mic thing, but I think, how long would it take me to get 10 or 12 listeners to listen to a whole set if I was actually at the bar, you know? So I love just putting out the best work I can, because one time, just a very brief story here, one time someone offered me a chance to play at a little elementary school fundraiser, winter fair, play in the room where the donuts and coffee is, okay, for our benefit for our school. I like the school. It was like a cool Waldorf thing or whatever. So I said, sure, I'll go. So I go down there. I set up with a little sound guy. He's got a sound system. I might have played for 2 hours or longer. I played for a while, and I think I made $9 in tips. And over the course of the time, I had anywhere from 1, including the sound guy, to 7 or 8 people in or out of there listening, in and out of listening, running around winter fair stuff, right? Set finishes, the sound guy walks over and he says, hey, we should talk about getting you up on stage at the Brit sometime. I really like your stuff. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I booked the main stage at the Brit. My kid goes to school here.
Oh, wow.
So I auditioned for Mike Sturgill for 2 hours without even knowing it. I was showing up for a $9 gig because I felt like I liked the school, and if I get a few listens, maybe I'll touch somebody here, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will laugh at one of these things, you know. I just did it for that, and it led to me 2 years later opening for America on the Brit stage with 1,900 people. So, best gig of my life, you know, top of the mountain. It's, you know,
Right.
been downhill since, but still, it was a great gig and super fun to meet those guys and to play through the Brit sound system. And
Yeah.
my buddy Doug took a video of it, and we got sound directly off the board.
Oh,
it
nice.
was, it was super clean,
Yeah.
but so I took it to my sound guy, and we moistened it. It was really dry, and we made it sound like it sounded that night, and then we synced it up with the video, so we got
Oh.
like really good live footage, even though the camera's a long way away and these 2 women in front of us were drinking wine and talking the whole time. So we in the video, we brought up the mix in between the songs, and when I was introducing songs, so we got the audience reactions and stuff.
Sure.
And as soon as I started
cool.
singing, we just tuned them right out and brought up the board sound. And
Nice.
if you ever search Gene Burnett and America or Opening for America on YouTube, just listen to any given song. It's just one of the better live videos I think that we've gotten out of the Rogue Valley in a while, just because of the luck of all this working, like
Right.
having the sound from the board, a Brit level sound.
Yeah.
And then being able to sync it up with a video that my friend shot with a decent camera. So yeah, it was fun. So, you know, I always just show up and do my best, you know. You never know who's listening or who you... And another time it might be someone who comes up to you and says, man, you know, I just lost my dad, and that song really,
Right.
you know, caused a shift for me, or I felt a little better. Or, you know, you just never know what people are going through or what's going on. So a radio show, man, it goes out to people that you might never even know you touched. Somebody might be just passing through on the radio and heard that song and it blew their mind, and they don't even know what station it was. You know, who the hell knows?
Or
you
who
know?
it was.
Just do your best, man. Yeah.
So you can listen to that, and Gene will do that next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be happy to guest host, and I'll play a couple songs. What the heck?
We'll take it forward, just see where it
Make it
goes.
work. Yeah, exactly.
What I'm surprised is I've found so many recorded works by old members of SOSA. And
No kidding.
there's
How about
a-
Jack Fisher? He's got
I've
3 or
got-
4 really well-produced records.
I've got 4 of his records that I've ripped and I'm uploading to our database.
Great. The Penguins, East, South, North, South. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
As well as
exactly.
him and Alicia and as Pacifica.
Right.
And I
Right.
had one of him and Mike Whipple, and I can't find the disc. I got the cover and I don't have the disc. Around someplace that he did with Mike.
If you maybe message Mike on Facebook. I bet he can
I'm
shoot
going
you the
to
file.
ask Jack. He should have
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That was a
yeah.
unique album. So
Yeah.
this
DeLon
is
Bell.
definitely-
DeLon Bell.
Oh,
who's
yeah,
now
in fact,
goes
we
by
got
a
a
different
couple of-
name, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lontel was on a couple of samplers.
right.
In 2007,
I was thinking of
2008.
some of the other folks that have been come and gone. Like, it's been.
I'm gonna have to sign off, guys.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
All right.
Bill, have a safe trip
Nice to
down
see you.
there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
Yeah.
call it. Peace out, everybody. Have a great.
Peace out?
night, And, yeah, it was
Peace
fun.
out.
Peace, homie.
Better than war out. War, everybody. No.
War.
Everybody, you take care.
Good night, guys.
What is it good for?